We are going to go to California now, my friends, and I will show you my American flag, which maybe, if you're watching from America, is your American flag. And we're going to go to a mover and a shaker and someone in charge of lots and lots of clubs. Very biblical, inspirational, angelic name, Raphael. Raphael Konforti is going to make us feel comfortable about change and open mindset. Hello, Raphael.
Hi, Lawrence. How are you doing?
I'm awesome. It seems like forever.
It seems like, we were just talking Wednesday, but here we are.
Hey, where are we finding you and what time is it?
I am just north of LA right now in Thousand Oaks. It's 2:45 in California.
And Raphael, what is your current state of mind?
Uh, Excitement, relief, and empathy all at the same time. I think excitement and relief for the fitness industry to get going, for facilities to start opening back up, but also empathy for everything that's going on in the world.
Sure. And we've heard a lot from your area in California about what's opening and beaches and mass and obedience for the most part. Can you characterize what's going on in the fitness world of where you are? Opening, closing, if it's a phase number, what does that phase mean, for example?
I think I've lost track of all the numbers, but I know that a lot of facilities are starting to open up June 12th, next Friday in California. And a lot of the clubs that I work with as well around the country, we're already starting to open up, have been allowed to open up with an immense variance in all the different sort of laws and stipulations and everything that they want you to actually do in the club. Some realistic, some a little crazy.
Over how many clubs are you, and are they all in California?
Just over 100 clubs, and mostly Florida, Georgia, Texas, Arizona, Virginia, Northeast.
So a couple different states, which might have a couple different laws, or like you said, some crazy suggestions. Any liberty to talk about, or are you able to say one thing that's very practical and one thing that might be a little bit harder to implement, or you can't?
I think one of the hardest things to implement is some counties and start to get into a spat between the mayor of this city versus the county versus the state versus the federal is a very challenging
Mm.
situation, and you can't, you have to go by the strictest laws really for every location that you're working with. And in Fort Lauderdale, for example, they literally want attendants to sit around in every section of the gym and watch sanitizer dry. So we're sort of waiting out through that aspect of everything, which, yeah, is crazy. But I think what we can share is before we bring on any team members again is we're releasing training with them to make sure that they're safe, they understand the policies before they even step foot back into the gym door.
That's inspirational. Speaking of inspirational, as you're overtaking all these guidelines that you can implement easily or with caution, what's inspiring you? You're overseeing all these clubs, and how can you give us some ideas of whether they're going to occur in your club or not, maybe just from scrolling internationally, that you thought that's really creative or that's inspirational because you're in charge of not only doing the implementing guidelines, but saying, why don't we think about this? So again, to quote Frozen 2, into the unknown, what's some of the unknown inspirations that you've stumbled upon?
Mhm. I think the biggest unknown is that things are so unknown in an industry, in a gym where everything is so much. What are you doing today? What are your numbers for today? But now we're forced to look at tomorrow and the future and all those things. And so, what's been inspirational for me is to see people change their mindset of, I'm so busy, I have all these things going on to, oh, I actually need to think ahead a week, a month ahead. And so, I think that's something to just in the industry in general is a huge shift, a huge change in just the mindset of the future versus, what did you do for me lately?
Sure. Anything else you've seen that might make you inspired to think about doing in your club or maybe your colleagues already doing during this whole time?
Definitely. I think one of the biggest things we're looking at is digitizing everything. Fitness can be a very old school world at times with lots of paper, which isn't great for the trees, isn't great for the nature, and also, by the way, isn't the most sanitary thing. You can't exactly Clorox a piece of paper or a folder. So one of the big innovations we're looking forward to is, especially with personal training, is looking at how can we make things more digital? How can we make it more accessible? How can we open up lines of communication with clients to trainers in a way that is legal and actually convenient so that you don't have to click 15 different things to talk to a client. So you're just going to end up texting them anyway.
That's inspirational because you see other people are doing it, and it will probably work for your chain as well. That your affiliations. Anything else before I move on? Because I know you're always full of ideas. I don't want to rob you of anything else that you might want to share. Like this is really cool too. Or
Uh, well, I think what's pretty cool is when you go outside now, there's actually people walking, running. So many people have started exercising. It's almost like a giant game of chicken at a time where, you're running down and it's like, am I going to get off the sidewalk? Or are they going to go off the road? So it's just been fun to see so many people outside and meeting neighbors, meeting people that I didn't even know lived in the neighborhood. And people are just finally off the couch because they can't handle being on the computer anymore. So I think it's gotten so many people up and active.
right? Is there curfew where you are? Where you are? I know not every club like Florida, but do you have?
There was a temporary curfew at 9 p.m. Just with all the protests and things going on like that in the LA area. But that's eased off, and they've opened up beaches and things like that. So there's actually more people out now than ever, even with a
Sure.
curfew.
Because not all of your clubs are open, all the different states and areas that you've said you're over. Are you Zooming in general? Are you Facebook private groups? Is it an individual club decision? Or are you constantly managing the network of people signing on and login links? That would be a mind blow for somebody. What's going on there? Virtual.
Yeah, we are all Zoom all day. I think I spend at least 3 or 4 hours a day on Zoom, connected with everybody, staying in touch, leading ongoing education development for our team through that. So we did a Facebook group, but it can be challenging. Not everybody's on Facebook, or not everybody knows about the group, especially, you know, looking back, if we could have said, "Hey, everybody, we have a Facebook group. Let's use this to keep in touch." But introducing it after there's already a little bit of disconnect between some of the company and some of the team, that's challenging. So we've really just been trying to keep as close contact as we possibly can with the people currently on the team through Zoom.
When you do open, do you think there'll be the option of people attending live, but also attending, like you said, you're going to go 100% virtual? I could get a virtual membership, as it were, to stay home and take my favorite teacher or somebody I never took from?
So what we actually did was we took the route of, we want to give the highest quality experience possible, and we felt that Zoom and Facebook, now that we've seen 2 months into this, people have gotten really good at it. But at first, it was, a little bit blurry, or like somebody said earlier, oh, there goes the bed that's not made in the background with, the empty bottle or whatever you might have laying around. So we decided actually to partner with Les Mills and offer some of their classes, which, if you've ever seen some of their no equipment workouts, somebody's
Right.
literally on a stage in the middle of a crystal clear blue lake. Then it cuts to the top of a mountain. It's all these amazing high quality things. So we're continuing to do that for everybody to keep them active, knowing that not everybody's probably going to want to come back to whatever frequency they were coming in the gym.
Sure, sure. And there's always humor too. You've started on your own Instagram through all this, bringing humor with really cool COVID jokes. To be able to look at something like another colleague who's been a guest of ours on another episode, Trisha Silverman, find humor in something and it's better than crying all the time to be able to laugh. And where do we find you socially, Raphael?
Well, just like my name on the screen, it's Raphael Konforti. It's the same thing everywhere. RaphaelKonforti.com, at Raphael on Instagram. I've even ventured into TikTok, which is great for the jokes and interesting things. We'll have to get you on there, Lawrence. You'll do great on TikTok. I know it.
Well, you'll convince me, but I think TikTok can share to everything else, and people are sharing to me what I need to see. But your jokes start out on Instagram, don't they?
Yeah,
Okay.
I pretty much post them everywhere, but a lot on Instagram.
Yeah, I think it's wonderful if somebody can make a joke where somebody's not the brunt of a joke and it's about the pandemic and laugh. And you achieve all of that, even starting the series as dad jokes. And I must be the only person in the universe who didn't know what a dad joke was. Because what about the mom joke or what about the dog joke? And apparently all those exist too. Raphael, can you tell us from life before, is there something you don't miss at all? Your new working at home reality?
I think just like everybody else, I don't miss the travel. It's good to actually be at home, enjoy. I live in San Diego. It's an amazing place. So sometimes it's hard to leave for other places and you just want to enjoy it, explore it, and be able to connect with the friends that you've made in that area.
Sure.
So the travel is something I definitely don't miss.
And is there some newly discovered surprise, unexpected, that you're really celebrating and hope to continue into your new reality?
Yeah, I think in this time I've actually had the opposite challenge of everybody else, and it's been anything but a pause. I think I've been busier than I ever have, and that's pushed me to grow a lot. I think the challenge of that and the stresses that come with it, and forced me to figure out really what's important to me. What do I enjoy doing? What's important to me? And that's really where the joke sparked out. Is I really just want happiness, joy in the world, people to have less stress in their lives, and a lot of that is accomplished through fitness, but I also love to be able to share those jokes out to people and, you know, obviously spend more time like with my dog as well. As we can see, finally, the real star of the show, Biscuit.
Yeah. He thought I was boring and he was yawning. You know, today is the official beginning of a week of dog or pet appreciation. It's really pet appreciation as if there were other sorts of pets. Just kidding. We love cats, love birds, love reptiles. Yes, and you've been posting with your dog when you get out, and I'm sure you were about to say before I interrupted you, the extra unexpected fresh quality time with your fiance.
Of course, yeah, we are fingers crossed that the wedding and everything still gets to go forward, and yeah, the countdown has is definitely begun. But we're excited. It's good to spend time together.
And good luck with someone starting a new adventure not related to fitness while there's a pandemic and you're assisting with that. It's her candle, hand poured San Diego company. What is that?
It's Wick and Bloom Candle Co. Wickandbloomcandleco.com, at our Instagram, Wick and Bloom Candle Co. So yes, I am, as I think we heard other people saying, a multitude of other activities. I'm the CFO, the candle pourer, the candle model, the candle
Sure.
photographer, all sorts of things. It's been fun.
Did I hear model?
Uh, Candle model, very niche market.
There you have that. Tell me, is there anybody you'd like to make a shout out to, Raphael, who might be watching?
um, Obviously to the fiance, Rachel, but just to everybody who's really watching. I hope that you find some inspiration, some joy, and if you ever are having a stressed out day, I can give you a joke whenever you need to hear it.
And that's on your Instagram, and that also shares to your Facebook as well. Because he's in charge of so many clubs, my friends, contract, follow, connect to him. Even if you don't contract him, you can definitely connect to him. I want to thank you on behalf of all of our viewers for your wisdom, Raphael, for jumping in from California. I know you're on even working on Sundays, so we really appreciate your wisdom and the quality of the time you've given us with so many takeaways.
Thank you, Lawrence. Have a great day.
Talk to you soon. Bye. Boxer waiting.